Today, I'm going to reveal a technique so powerful it completely changed a person's life in just 72 hours. No, that's not an exaggeration. I was also doubtful when I first discovered it, until I tested it and saw the results with my own eyes. Before we continue, I must give you a warning. What you're about to learn in the next few minutes is something that major spiritual institutions have tried to hide for years. It's a technique that takes only 7 seconds, yet it literally forces the universe to work in your favor. And if you're watching this video right now, it wasn't by chance. The universe brought you here because it's your time to uncover this secret. There are no coincidences when it comes to manifestation. There is a calling within you, and it's this calling that vibrates at the same frequency as this revelation. But I need you to watch until the very end, because I'm going to show you exactly how to do it and the precise moment to apply this technique. And pay attention. In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you something that will completely change the way you see the process of manifesting. Perhaps you've already tried to attract prosperity, love, health, answers, or even miracles into your life, and yet nothing seemed to happen. Maybe you've repeated affirmations, said prayers, visualized your desires, but it felt like the universe remained silent, as if it couldn't hear what your heart was screaming. I know how much that hurts. The frustration of believing there's a higher power willing to conspire in our favor, while at the same time feeling like nothing is happening, can be crushing. It's like looking to the sky for signs and seeing only emptiness. But the truth is, there is a secret key, a frequency that many have never learned to access and that few dare to teach. Joe Dispenza explains that our brain and our heart are like living antennas, capable of connecting to the quantum field of infinite possibilities. However, most people don't know how to tune this antenna. They ask, and keep on asking, but they ask with the mind disconnected from emotion, with the heart separated from thought. And that's where the mistake lies. Because the universe doesn't respond to what you say, but to what you vibrate. Imagine for a moment that your life is like a radio station. If you want to hear a soft melody, there's no point in keeping the dial stuck on a noisy frequency. You have to turn it, adjust it, until you find the exact tuning. This 7-second technique is precisely that adjustment. It's the secret button that puts you on the same frequency as what you desire, eliminating the noise and making space for the pure signal to be transmitted. In the next few minutes, I will guide you through this discovery, and I want you to notice something. If you've made it this far, it's because there is already a latent desire within you. Maybe it's freedom from debt, finding love again, healing your body, or gaining clarity on a path that seems confusing. Whatever your need, this technique can be applied to any area of your life. And the most impressive part, when you practice it, the universe's response becomes inevitable. It is literally obligated to hear you. And I know that sounds bold, even impossible, but that's exactly why you need to watch until the last second of this video. Because the peak of the revelation I'm going to share isn't just how to apply the technique, but what happens the moment you learn to release control and let the universe act for you. This final revelation is the most powerful of all, and it will open a portal within your consciousness that can never be closed again. Now, before I continue, let me ask you something important. If what I'm saying is already stirring something in you, if this message has already begun to resonate within you, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. This isn't just to support the work, but because by doing so, you are symbolically affirming to the universe that you are ready to receive. This simple gesture creates an energy of reciprocity that further strengthens what you're about to learn. And there's more. If at any point you feel you need to deepen this knowledge even more, that you want to dive into the next level of conscious manifestation, I've left a special gift in the first pinned comment. Click the link and discover something that can become the next step in your journey of transformation. Take a deep breath now. Feel the weight of these words sinking in. Because from here on out, everything you're about to hear has the power to rewrite your story. You are about to understand how just 7 seconds can break years of blockages and open the flow of abundance, love, and fulfillment. Are you ready to discover the technique the universe cannot ignore? Have you ever noticed that there are moments in life when it seems like time bends? Those seconds when something happens that changes absolutely everything. It could be an unexpected encounter, a word spoken at the right time, a gesture that alters the course of history. It's as if the universe chose that specific instant to give an answer, as if to say, "Now you understand the language I speak." It's precisely in this invisible space that the 7-second technique comes into play. You might be wondering, why 7 seconds? Why not a minute or a whole hour of visualization? The answer is simple, yet profound. Our brain has the capacity to enter into coherence with the heart in very short but extremely intense fractions of time. It's in this short interval that the vibration aligns with the intention, creating a magnetic field so strong that the universe has no choice but to respond. Joe Dispenza explains that it's not the amount of time we spend wanting something that determines the outcome, but the intensity and clarity of the vibration we emit. Think of a lightning bolt that cuts through the sky during a storm. It doesn't need to last for minutes to illuminate everything around. In a fraction of a second, it shatters the darkness, turns night into day, and leaves its mark etched in the sky. This technique works the same way. 7 seconds may seem like a short time, but when lived with total focus, true emotion, and deep surrender, they are capable of breaking through all the layers of resistance you've built up over the years. And here's a crucial point. Most people live imprisoned by doubt. They say they want something, but they carry a constant echo inside of, "Will this really work?" That doubt is like having the emergency brake on while you're accelerating the car. You can press the gas pedal to the floor, but the movement will be minimal. The 7-second technique teaches you precisely how to release that brake. During this short period, you don't think about the how, you don't question, you don't weigh possibilities. You simply enter the state of already having, already living, already experiencing what you desire. And this is the secret that almost no one reveals. The universe doesn't respond to what you want in the future, but to what you already feel in the present. This is why so many people ask for prosperity but continue to vibrate in lack. It's why they cry out for love but vibrate loneliness. During these 7 seconds, all of that dissolves. You become the wish fulfilled, and in that moment, the law of attraction becomes inevitable. Imagine you're standing in front of a locked safe. You have the key, but as you turn it, you need to hit the exact point where the gear aligns. If you turn it too little, the safe doesn't open. If you turn it too much, it doesn't open either. But at the right point, at the exact instant, the mechanism gives way. The 7 seconds are that exact point. It's the instant when the heart and mind turn together, opening the door for the invisible to become visible. Now I know you might be thinking, but how will I manage to hold that intensity? How will I ensure these 7 seconds are truly transformative? This is where practice comes in. Joe Dispenza teaches us that the brain doesn't differentiate between what's real and what's imagined when the emotion is strong enough. So, when you enter these 7 seconds, it's not enough to visualize it as a distant dream. You need to feel in the deepest part of your being that you are already living it. If you want prosperity, don't just see yourself counting money. Feel the relief of paying off all your debts, the joy of buying something without fear, the gratitude of offering help to someone without having to think twice. If you want love, don't just imagine the image of a person by your side. Feel the warmth of the embrace, the security of their presence, the peace of lying down, knowing you are exactly where you're supposed to be. If you want healing, don't just visualize a healthy body. Feel the lightness of moving without pain, the freedom of breathing without limitations, the energy pulsing through every cell. For 7 seconds, you need to dive so deep into this reality that your body starts to respond as if it were already true. Your heart races, your breathing changes, maybe even tears come to your eyes. This isn't weakness, It's a sign that you've accessed the correct frequency. The universe cannot ignore such a pure vibration, and there's something even more fascinating. When you practice this technique, you're not just sending a request to the universe, you are reprogramming yourself. You are training your subconscious to believe in a new identity. You are breaking away from the old you, limited by past experiences, and opening up to an expanded you who already lives in the desired future. This is why this practice is so transformative. It doesn't just attract things into your life. It transforms who you are so that you become compatible with the reality you want to live. And let me tell you, when this internal change happens, coincidences start to appear. People you haven't seen in years reappear with unexpected opportunities. Doors that seemed closed suddenly swing wide open. The job, the house, the relationship, everything starts to align like pieces of a puzzle that was always ready, but you didn't know how to fit them together yet. And all of this because of 7 seconds. But here's a word of caution. You need to use this technique responsibly. The universe doesn't judge whether what you desire is good or bad. It simply responds to the vibration you emit. Therefore, it is essential that your desire is accompanied by a pure intention, by a purpose that truly expands your life and the lives of those around you. When the energy is moved by love, by dreams that uplift, by the desire to be the best version of yourself, the response comes even faster because it finds resonance in the quantum field. Now you might be wondering when to apply this technique. The ideal time is when your mind is most open and receptive. Joe Dispenza explains that right after waking up and just before falling asleep, the brain enters slower wave states like alpha and theta. It is at this time that the subconscious is most accessible, most vulnerable to being reprogrammed. If you apply the 7-second technique at these times, the impact will be even greater. But at the same time, don't limit your practice. You can use it anytime you feel an impulse, a need, or even a strong intuition. And remember, you don't have to force yourself to believe right away. Faith is like a small flame that grows with the right wind. The more you practice, the more your body and mind begin to recognize that reality as possible. It's as if each practice is a drop of ink falling into a clear glass of water. At first, you can barely notice it, but over time, the entire water becomes colored. Have you ever imagined what could happen if you decided to put this technique into practice today? Imagine that in a few days, perhaps even sooner, you start to notice clear signs that something has changed. Maybe an unexpected call, money that arrives, an opportunity that arises, or even an internal feeling that you are finally on the right path. All of this can be the reflection of the field responding to your vibration. And I want you to realize something even more powerful. The final revelation I promised is coming. Because up to this point, you've understood the power of the 7 seconds. But there is a detail that transforms this technique into something absolutely irresistible to the universe. And that's what I'm going to tell you in the final part. But first, let me reinforce this. If you feel that this content is opening your mind and touching your heart, take this moment to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. This isn't just a symbolic gesture. It's also a way of saying to the universe, I am ready to receive more. And if you wish to take an even deeper step on this journey, don't forget the link in the first pinned comment. Click it and discover something that can impressively accelerate your manifestation. Now, take a deep breath, because what I'm about to reveal next is the point that turns the 7-second technique into a key that does not fail. So far, you've understood how these 7 seconds can create an opening in the quantum field and compel the universe to respond. But there's something even deeper, a detail that separates those who merely know the technique from those who truly live its miracles. And that is precisely what I promised to reveal, the final key, the most powerful of all. What truly moves the universe is not just the intense desire, not just the clear visualization, not even the emotion loaded into these seconds. What truly makes the technique work infallibly is the state of surrender. Yes, surrender. And that might sound strange, because we've been taught to believe that the more force we apply, the more we get. We've been trained to fight, to insist, to control. But the quantum field doesn't respond to the force of control. It responds to the surrender of trust. These 7 seconds are not just about feeling the emotion of already having. They are about letting go. It's in this final instant that the secret happens. After immersing yourself in the desire, after living as if it were already real, you must let go. And by letting go, you send the most powerful message there is: I trust. It's like planting a seed in the earth. You don't dig up the soil every day to see if it's sprouting. You trust the invisible process. You know that, even without seeing it, life is at work beneath the surface. Joe Dispenza explains that the vast majority of people block manifestation because they don't let go. They spend 7 seconds feeling abundance, but in the next instant, they return to fear, attachment, and doubt. It's as if they're telling the universe, I don't really believe. This contrast breaks the vibration. It's like trying to light a fire and then immediately throwing water on it. Therefore, the final revelation is this: the technique only becomes mandatory for the universe when you conclude it with confidence and detachment. Imagine for a moment that you're holding a kite in the wind. If you hold it too tightly, it won't fly. If you let it go completely, it falls. But when you give it just the right amount of line, the kite finds the air current that takes it higher and higher. This is manifestation. You hold the string for 7 seconds, you vibrate, you feel, you create the image and the emotion. But afterward, you need to let the line go, so that the universe can take it to heights you could never reach alone. And here's the beauty. When you surrender, life takes care of the details. The how ceases to be a weight on your shoulders. Opportunities arise in unexpected ways. What seemed impossible organizes itself as if an invisible hand were arranging every piece of your destiny. It's in this space of surrender that the greatest miracles happen. Because the universe never fails to respond to a clear mind and a trusting heart. Now think with me. How many times have you tried to control every step, every outcome, and ended up frustrated? How many times have you believed you needed a perfect plan when, in reality, life always had much greater paths than you could ever imagine? This 7-second technique isn't just about asking, it's about creating, feeling, and then trusting. It's about aligning with the force that governs the universe and saying, I accept the best you have for me. And maybe you're wondering, but how do I know I'm truly letting go? You know because you feel peace. After the 7 seconds, instead of anxiety, instead of restlessness, you feel lightness. It's as if a part of you breathes a sigh of relief, knowing that the responsibility is no longer yours alone. That peace is the sign that you've entered the flow, and it's in that flow that the answers arrive with perfection. I want you to hold this within you. The 7 seconds are not just a technique. They are an invitation to live in a state of connection. Every time you practice, you are training your heart and mind to live in the now, to feel abundance in the present, to trust the unseen. Over time, this practice becomes natural, and your life begins to reflect what you already are on the inside. And when you least expect it, you'll realize you no longer have to chase things. They will come to you, because the universe cannot resist a pure, aligned, confident vibration. It becomes obligated to obey, not by force, but because you have finally learned to speak the same language it does. So, if I could summarize this final revelation in one sentence, it would be: desire intensely for 7 seconds, feel as if it's already real, and then let go completely. This is the combination that no one tells you about. This is the secret that transforms the technique into a portal to the impossible. Now, I want you to do something for yourself. Try this technique today. Set aside a few moments, close your eyes, immerse yourself for 7 seconds in the reality you desire, and then let go. Observe how you feel. Pay attention to the signs that begin to appear. Allow yourself to be surprised, because when you trust, the universe moves in ways you could never plan. And if this message has touched your heart, if you felt something awaken within you, then I invite you to subscribe to the channel now and leave your like. This isn't just support, it's also an act of alignment, a way of saying, I am ready for more. And remember, in the first pinned comment, there's a link waiting for you. Click on it and discover something that can deepen your journey of manifestation even further. You are not here by accident. The universe brought you to this moment because something new is about to be born within you. Use this technique, trust in it, and allow yourself to live the miracles that are already waiting to arrive. Now it's up to you.